Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Stewart Buzz. My name is Chris. Just to let you know, it is the 13th of March. It's going by so fast, way too fast, just to let you know. So today we will be having some unusual guests. If you remember about the Ouija board, I think they got some stories to tell. We did get them out of the board, by the way. They were stuck inside the board. But now they are safe and sound. They're going to tell us their complete story about how they got caught inside the Ouija board. So let's see what they have to say. Other than that, we'll talk to you in just a couple minutes. We'll be right back. And hello again. This is Chris from the Stewart Buzz. I told you to be back. Now, the only peculiar thing that happened was the two girls that were supposed to come here and tell us about their adventures with the Ouija board did not show. Now, does that mean that they used the Ouija board again last night? And were they sucked back into the Ouija board? That's what I'd like to know. So now we need to find that out. I tried contacting them numerous times right over this cell phone over here, and to no avail. These people just are not around. Maybe while I'm doing this, they will walk in and tell us about their adventures. In the meantime, just I'm going to bring you up on some of the news that I just heard about, which is a little bit crazy, but Russia rejected the ceasefire, believe it or not, after Trump said Putin would face a very bad punishment. Mr. Putin, President Putin, whatever the hell you want to be called, you now sit in the corner with the dunce hat on. A very bad punishment? Is that really the way you're going to go about that? President Trump, you're going to tell him he's going to have you're punished. You didn't sign the ceasefire. Well, one good note, though, is that Rosie O'Donnell no longer lives in America. She moved to Ireland. Sorry, Ireland. Was beyond our control. I saw a video of her yesterday, and oh God, yeah. Well, anybody that saw a recent picture of her, you know what I mean. I don't even have to go further on that. But she is in Ireland. If you guys want to go visit her, she is there, and probably not going to come back. So good for you, Rosie. Thanks for the move. So it looks like Musk, there's a possibility of him having to eat ramen noodles, seeing that his stocks dropped like 40% since the start of the year. He lost billions upon billions of dollars, and yet the dude's still rich. Seriously? No, the dude's still rich. Oh, I lost billions of dollars, but I still have billions of dollars left, so I don't have to worry. I mean, come on. Now, the dude gave up, most of his time managing his companies that he has, all 5 billion of them, and apparently is doing this like political thing. I don't know if it's a high for him or if he just wants to actually really do a good job, but whatever it is, I'm being serious. I think that it will work in long term. I'm not so sure about the short term thing. But I mean, losing 40% in stocks, that's quite a bit. So hopefully that he will regain some of that. But you know what the amazing thing is? That President Trump purchased a Tesla in show of appreciation for Musk. So he purchased a Tesla. You know, what's the funny thing is that President Trump can't drive. And he can't drive because he doesn't know how to drive. He's just, as the president of the United States, you can't drive. You have to have somebody drive you. That's just the whole deal. So he's letting somebody else drive it. But guess what? Can't. Because there are numerous recalls on this particular one that he purchased, great color and everything, but There's a bunch of recalls on this particular Tesla that, for some strange reason, now it's got to go back into the shop. He just bought it. I mean, literally, just bought it. Oh, you can drive this. Oh, wait, no. Where are you taking there's recalls. Okay, great job. Apparently, the Tesla truck is on its way out of commission because, honestly, I guess what they said, the design, what is that what they were using? Sucks. Things like blowing off the car when you're on the road, not a good idea. Stainless steel flying through the air on I-95 over here is probably not a good idea. Although I do not go on I-95 anymore, thank God. But honestly, like, really, I didn't like the way truck actually looked anyway. Some dude actually thought it was truly bulletproof, so he put a 9mm through the back of his Tesla. So let's go spend $100,000 and shoot our car and see how well that works. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So, I mean, I even know some people that have cars that they do not think they need brakes. And apparently, you can stop just by putting your foot out. I don't know. Maybe that was the Flintstones. I don't think so. I just heard the story not that long ago. I could be wrong. So how about those astronauts? They've been in space for 9 months. So here we are, like they're all dressed up, they're doing the hair, because they know they're going to be picked up any minute now, like because the rocket was supposed to go off last night, apparently, which is put on hold. But anyway, they were all excited to do this, like, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. And no, they're not going. Not yet, anyway. I'm sure over the next week or so they will. But I guess they're going to have to do their hair and makeup later. Now, here's a question. So they're astronauts. They're up in space for 9 freaking months. 9 months, okay? Now, I know that Trump was working on no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Do these guys get paid overtime? And if so, are they going to be taxed? Seriously? 9 months in space? They're going to have to go to so much rehab just to try to get their bone density back because you tend to lose your bone density when you're in space that long. I remember when I was in outer space for that long of a time, I had to do rehab for quite some time. I'm actually still doing rehab, mental rehab, that is. What the hell was? Oh, I knew who that was. Telling me there's a notification. We won't say the name because then she'll listen. But anyway, so no tax on astronauts in overtime in space. Okay, so let's make that clear. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't tax the astronauts stuck in space. Now, the Biden administration is constantly saying that no, they weren't abandoned. The astronauts themselves say they were not abandoned. I'm not so sure what you want to call it, but there's nobody rushing to get an Uber over to there. All right, so clearly they're abandoned. That's just my word. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. It's how I feel. So the news has been so. I just want everybody to watch the right wing and the left wing news. Just don't watch the right wing and just don't watch the left wing because it's quite comical. Because in one sense, this world is doomed and we're all going to die. But if you listen to the right side, everything is amazing and it's working well. I tend to want to be optimistic on that whole thing. Let's see what the Dow Jones is at right now. A huge creature, 100 feet long, discovered in ocean. Okay, that's good. So 100-foot animal. That's pretty fun. I would like to see that. The stocks. Let's see. The stocks are only down 280. Ooh. Okay, no problem. We got this. We got this. I know we got this. Yeah, I had to go through growing pains, right? That's what I'm thinking. So this creature that's 100 foot long can be seen from space. So huge creature, 100 feet long, discovered in ocean, is so big it can be seen from space. You know, I can see the ocean in my backyard. I have not seen this creature. Where is this creature? I'd like to know. Near some far off deserted island. But that's okay. So we at least we know that that's something crazy out there. There's absolutely one person I just cannot stand, and that is this person right here. I don't know if you can see the actual picture of the person. OMG. Don't even like to listen to her voice. Such a phony, in my opinion. My opinion only. Unless somebody else wants to comment, that is their opinion as well. So, that is the news for now. We have two lost people that were coming on here today to talk about their experiences, because the Ouija board is fake, of course, from ages 8 and up, made by Hasbro, I believe, that I got from Toys R Us. And they were going to take it home and use the demon board that Hasbro made for children 8 and up. Really? Oh, and now they're gone. They have not shown up. Really? What happened to them? I wonder. So then I have somebody in the store that says, listen, okay, I want to be a reader. This was not yesterday, day before yesterday. I want to be a reader. I can do it. I said, oh, is that right? Well, I said I would at least have to test to see if you have any sort of reading ability whatsoever. And the person does not seem to have any sort of reading ability whatsoever. And then they said, well, I was only kidding. I was only kidding. I'm not kidding. If you want to try to read, let's see if you can read. But no, it's now off the table. Then I have somebody that comes into the store, right? They know who they are if they're watching this. And they won't shut up about the zodiac signs. Now, this dude is like so persistent that, like, follows me to the car, tells me, oh my God, I can't believe that you don't believe this. And I said, dude, listen, I respect your belief. You respect mine, right? So if we have two different beliefs, we can agree to disagree and move on. Now, clearly, this dude doesn't want to do that. He has to make sure that he knows that his way is the right way and my way is clearly the wrong way. Well, I don't work that way. So I think that what we should do is just not have him come in the store anymore. So I had a dude doing Tai Chi in the middle of nowhere, and he doesn't know Tai Chi. Then I got another dude that's walking around talking to everybody about the zodiac signs that he has no proof to back it up. And then I have the person that wants to read but doesn't know how, but wants to hand their telephone number over to the dude that's doing the zodiac signs. I should just put this whole microphone set in the store. I did that one time. I think it was like 75% of the people did not want to be on film. And the other 25% just said, sure, I'll do it, no problem. So I guess they got cold feet, the people that, like, I'm like, you want to come onto the podcast, just mention what brings you into a metaphysical store, what brings you into the psychic world over here. And they said, no, I'm good, thank you. Oh, okay, no problem. Just to let you know you're on camera anyway. It says it on the front door. But yeah, it's crazy stuff. I have a very interesting podcast coming up Sunday morning. I don't know, for all you locals, remember Calvin, our mailman from years back, passed away, and we were all like deeply saddened by that, because this dude was absolutely amazing. Every time he sees it, he's, yeah, hey, Mr. Amazing, how are you? Just a great energy, dude. I loved him. I thought he was great. Well, there are some discrepancies as their opinion. I am mentioning somebody's opinion, discrepancies about what happened. So we're going to hear about that on Sunday, and that will be posted as well. Stay tuned for that because that's going to be pretty interesting. I believe that there are some theories that make sense. Again, it's going to be extremely interesting to listen to the family say their piece. Yes, still not heard from the Ouija board people. So if the Ouija board people do come in at all, we'll resume this podcast. All right, we'll talk to everybody very soon. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And hello, everybody. This is Chris from the Stewart Buzz. We are back again, but we have somebody here. Her name is Kay. Say hi, Kay.
Hi.
Hi, Kay. Almost sounds like a
Good
different
morning.
language. It is now officially afternoon. It is 12:01, and happy Thursday to you. It's going to be about 80-something degrees today. It's going to be really nice. You happen to walk into Psychic and the Genie, and you were interested in the crystals. You say that you have crystals. You said you have assorted crystals at home. So, what is your story about the crystals, and how'd you come about them?
Well, I had an interesting start in my life. By 9 o'clock, I was pretty much drunk. 9 years old, I mean. I was drinking.
At 9 years old?
Yeah, and
Where'd you get it from?
Dad's special liquor cabinet. I
But
started
you knew the
making.
key. You knew where the key was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I started as this cocktail waitress, and it was martinis in the summer and Manhattans in the winter when he got home from work. And I started drinking 1, 2. I loved it. 3, 4, and then
She
I
loved
would.
it more.
Yeah,
Hey, that rhymes.
that was beautiful.
1, 2, I loved it. 3, 4, I love it more.
Perfect.
Okay.
Very nice. When I would then I would get scotch in a mayonnaise jar and take it to the tree fort, smoke a pack of cigarettes, and drink myself to sleep.
And why not, right? I mean,
Yeah.
listen, alcohol in a mayonnaise jar sounds like the perfect plan. Sounds like you thought it through quite well. So today, you still take the mayonnaise in the liquor jar and go into the tree fort?
No, I've been sober now for 38 years.
Kudos to you for
Yeah.
that. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And very respectful for that, that's for sure. So, do you still, after 30-something years, have the craving to want to drink? Not even at all.
Except I'm down here visiting and I've been around some
People.
alcohol
Sure.
and some drugs, and I thought, well, maybe I'll
Just take a little.
get myself a crystal amethyst and hang on to it. 'Cause
Well,
that's
amethyst is the
good
way to
for
go.
Addiction, yeah.
Do you know that there are certain organizations that use amethyst as a healing tool for alcoholism?
I didn't know that.
Yes,
That's smart.
That is very true. So I won't even bother saying what the organizations are. I just know that they are. So now that you're sober, did you replace it with anything else?
I quit smoking cigarettes on my 30th birthday.
And what do you know, 35?
Yeah, yeah.
Just
No,
asking.
69. And
69.
And then I quit drinking when I was 28, quit smoking cigarettes at 30, and smoked a whole lot of pot.
Woohoo!
And quit on January 1st of 1987. So that's actually my, sobriety date.
Gee, I don't do any of that stuff anymore. And I'm just about as old as you.
Well, I couldn't stop on my own. So
So, oh,
I
okay.
even at one point was going across the street and the so-called downtown bum was
Oh,
lying
I thought you
there.
were the downtown bum. You know,
No, no,
there
closed.
was another one.
I walked by him and he said, "You sure look a lot better now than you did last night." And I said, "That was my twin sister Heidi."
Oh,
And I
no.
made up an alter ego that
Amen.
I could blame. I could not have any more shame.
You know, it's so funny because my significant other, whose name is Jeannie, whenever she gets into a mood, which is really never anymore, I used to call her Jeanette. I said, "Okay, Jeanette, whatever you say," because that was the genie being somebody else. But that's been years since that's ever happened, so I don't have to worry about that. So now that we know that you're the grounded chick that you never were, but now you're grounded, you feel better with that, and you don't have any cravings with that, and you have crystals at home. You walked into the metaphysical store, and do you feel comfort when you walk into a store like that with the incense and all the other fun stuff that's in there?
Since my anxiety level disappears, I just right away feel like I'm home.
I wish that I can smell it because I can't anymore. I,
Oh,
well, not that my smell went away. It's just that since I'm in the store every day,
oh, okay.
I just don't smell it. I don't. I have about 3 crystals at home because I
You're
mean
here.
I'm at the store more than I'm home, so I might as well just go ahead and just leave them here, and that's what I love. And then we also play very cool meditation music like Elton John, Pink Floyd, Come to Lean On, all sorts of like rock from the 70s and 80s, no, 60s and 70s.
Love,
I'm not
love
so
it.
much into the 80s too much.
You go to the disco daily?
I didn't go anywhere. I don't do anything. But as a child, I was sort of a health dude as a child, and then I became unhealthy, and then I became healthy again. So my journey was pretty good. I didn't have any addictions really, but I can say that coming from a dad who would drink, like before he went to work, he would put anisette in his coffee, and then at lunchtime in his thermos. Well, I don't think it was coffee. Where'd you
I
born?
get that.
Where were you born and raised?
Upstate New York,
Upstate New York.
where
So
it's snowing.
no doubt, my grandmother was in Cobleskill.
That's where we were. That's where I shop.
Well, she was in Robinson Road. I don't know if you know where that is.
Not, but
It was
that's
like one of the
why.
highest mountains, and like you kill deer all year round just to survive. So you're familiar with Cobleskill. She lived in Cobleskill. My aunt lives in Cobleskill still. And I remember back in the day when I was a kid when they had a party line where you would pick up the phone
Yes.
and you had to wait your turn in order to talk on the phone. It was a party line of people. I thought that was the weirdest thing. And if you had to go to the bathroom at night, she had no water in the house. And you had an outhouse in the back, and then you'd have to climb up the mountain. You'd have to walk up the mountain with buckets so you can fill it with in the stream, like in the thing that came out of the mountain. It was a little pipe almost
Yeah,
that came
they're
out,
great.
and we would walk back. And my uncle would always scare the hell out of me, saying that there's all sorts of wild animals around there, and there
Oh,
were though. There were
I know.
there. I mean, I remember there were bear claws on their door living up there. So I thought it was pretty interesting, though.
Yeah, you don't want a bird feeder
No,
because
probably not.
they
Yeah.
will just grab it, turn it upside down, shake it in, and take a nap on your
And
porch.
who's this lady right here? Do you know this lady?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. She's just some strange woman looking in the window.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you live here full time now, or you're visiting? You're
No,
visiting?
no, my niece lives here, and she got married, and her in-laws and her mom and dad just moved here, and now her aunt's gonna move here in the next couple months.
You're gonna
That's me.
you're gonna move here in the next couple of
I
months?
cannot
I'm hoping
wait.
in the Stewart area.
Jensen Beach.
That's where I live. I live in Jensen Beach. It is actually amazing down here. See, we used to live in Orlando. We called it a warm New York. Now it seems to be a warm New York because it's just expensive to live here as it is in New York these days. It's not like it used to when I lived here in the 1990s. But it's still beautiful. When you'll always feel like you're on vacation, even if you're not on vacation.
I just sat there drinking a mocha latte, and people just walked by.
Nothing was in the mocha latte, right?
No,
Okay,
no, chocolate.
oh, good.
And so every single person that walked by said hello. I'm just sitting on a bench.
I know,
And
it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Don't say hello to me. I'm from New York.
I know,
Screw you.
well,
Hi. I just say hello to everybody.
good.
Hi, because everybody looks in here with the headphones on and the microphones going on. Like, what's going on in there?
Turn on the radio.
You must be some famous writer. That's what you could tell them.
There you go.
Yeah. What do you think that is?
God, be careful
He's
what you
called before.
say.
He's called before. So when do you go back to Coble's? Are you in Coble's?
6 a.m. in the morning, I'm leaving West Palm Beach.
This is wrong.
I know. And this will be the first time we've gotten to the beach. I've been here a week working on a special scrapbook. I'm sure she's not listening, from my niece's wedding with my sister. And it's with embellishments and 345 photographs. And
I don't even have 345 photographs. So you're making a scrapbook, and you're here for a wedding. So you flew here.
yeah,
Okay.
I
And
love to fly. I get right sized when I'm in the air. I look down and I think, oh my goodness, I'm not all that important. I am just a speck, and I love it. I said "we" when I took off, and the guy next to me chuckled. I
wee,
love it. I
wee.
looked out the window the whole entire time.
So I am not. So I have to fly soon,
Where are you going?
and I'm going to New York, Long Island. My daughter's going to be graduating, so I have to go there. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks. Anyway, I have no desire to fly, seeing that everybody seems to just miss everybody while they're flying planes lately. There's a lot of near misses these days.
Well, if I go in a plane crash, I'm doing my favorite thing. And when I'm reincarnated, I'm going to be a pilot.
Pilot of what?
Um, Smaller jets.
Oh,
So
just
that because I also want to be an archaeologist.
oh, that's great. There's a bunch of shit you want to do. So you better die now, because if you don't die now, you're not gonna have
I'm
time
not
to
going
do
to
it
tell.
later. I mean, that's crazy. So you're gonna be a pilot first,
Not sure.
and then fly yourself to Egypt. And,
Probably. Yes, exactly.
the other day, I had a pilot come in, and he flies jets, and he flies famous people all around. And he came
Nice.
into my store. I'm fascinated by that, by the way. I am very jealous of people who are pilots, because it's something that I always wanted to do but never had the guts to do it.
I think it's the best job on earth.
So I only fly Southwest. That's the only thing I fly. And out of Islip and Gother, which is very close to where I used to live. And it's right out of West Palm. Goes straight, nonstop. I don't know. I don't even know where you would fly to go to Cobleskill. Albany?
Albany.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty long journey from Albany to Cobleskill, isn't it?
Well, it's an hour, and I'm actually north of Cobleskill in Sharon Springs, and it's an hour to get to a mall. And you don't go anywhere on Sundays because the Amish have their little carriages and the horses, and they go to church, and the roads are so windy and narrow that you can't pass them. So just don't go out of the house on Sundays.
Oh, just don't go there
Yeah.
at all.
And then you've got the big tractors with those, all that equipment with the poop shooters.
Poop shooter.
Poop shooters, they take it.
I had a friend that I used to nickname that. So
Oh,
I
oh,
don't know.
bless his heart.
Yeah, oh bless something. He used to poop shoot everywhere. Just like it was a tough time for him. So anything that you want to add about the crystal shop or about the wedding that you either went to or are going to?
It's the scrapbook from my niece's wedding from last year, so we just got all the pictures. But adventuring for wellness, wealthiness. I said that wrong.
I have it raw. I have raw and I have tumbled adventuring.
I'd like, I'd rather, when I'm displaying it, have it raw, but I love when I have a tumbled one in my hand, and that's how I pick the one that I want, because it just melts in my hand. And you can always, everybody can always have rose quartz.
Rose quartz, love and
That's,
compassion, and
yeah,
we got lots of that as well.
everybody should have one of those.
I agree. So when you move here, I hope that you come and visit us frequently.
I can't wait.
It'll be fantastic. 'Cause in this store right here, where we do our podcast, we also have sound healing. We also have Reiki circles here. We also have like amazing meditation stuff that goes on here, and then we do our readings in here. So
Wow.
all those walls behind us over there, they all open up and they separate each reader that would be in there. So that's very cool.
I can't wait.
I do appreciate you coming out to the podcast and just telling your story. And just so everybody knows, if you do have a monkey on your back, and that's kind of what I call it, because it could be anything that's a monkey on your back. It could be food. It could be sex, drugs, rock and roll. Oh no, that's
It can even be working out.
right. It can be, which
Not that I do that.
that was me. I was addicted to working out
I
when I
can
was a
tell.
kid. I was training about 6 hours a day.
Yeah, I can tell.
And I got us to say there is answers and there is hope beyond. So there's many proof of that. We've discussed this in the
Absolutely.
past. We just did an addiction episode not that long ago, and it's on podcast. So you're just another wonderful statistic that actually made it. Unfortunately, there are some certain people that didn't make it because they couldn't get the monkey off their back.
Yeah.
You did. Proud of you. That's amazing. So everybody, just remember, there's always a way to shake that monkey off your back. Until then, we will talk to you later. Say goodbye, okay?
Thank you,
Have a good day.
Chris.
Bye.